about basic concepts about circle and tangent to a circle. Now, what is a circle? We have been drawing and learning about circles since lower classes. Now, a circle is nothing but a set of points equidistant from a center is called as a circle. So, if you have a set of points which are equidistant from any given point, then it is termed as a circle. So, if I have any point, say O, and I have a set of points which are at equal distance from this O, that is, this all points which are here are at equal distance from O, then this all points which are at same distance are a set of circles. So, this when they are joined and connected together gives us a circle. This circular ring is our circle, and circle has three major parts, that is the exterior of the circle, the interior of the circle, and the circle itself. This is what we are going to talk about in this chapter and various components related to circle. So let us take up a circle. Now, what is a circle? We understood that it is a set of points with a center. So, this point is said to be the center of the circle. We can label it as O. Now, all the points which are on the ring is a circle. Now, if you talk about the chord, then if I take any 2 points on the circle, that is say A and B, and if I join this A and B, then AB is the chord. The segment is the arc. Piece of a circle is called as arc. The segment is arc plus the segment, the chord and the interior of this chord and the arc. This much portion is called as segment of the circle. The sector, the arc and the radius. We are very much familiar with a radius. A radius is the line segment joining the center and a point on the circle. So, if I take two radii, say P and Q, so OP and OQ are the two radii. The sector is the two radii plus the interior of this radii, and the arc along it is called as the sector. So, this portion is called the sector of the circle. And we are familiar with another chord, the longest chord, that is the diameter. So, now we are very much familiar with these many parts of the circle, that is a chord, diameter, sector, radii or radius, arc, center, segment. Now, we are going to study about here in this chapter interaction between a circle and a line. Now, if I have a circle with center O, and if I have say any line L, then there are three possibilities for interaction between the line and the circle. Either this line will not be touching the circle at all, this line can touch the circle at 2 points, or the line can touch the circle at one point. So, when I talk about a line which is not intersecting the circle at any point, it is called as non-intersecting line. If it is intersecting the circle at 2 points, then we term it as secant. And if it intersects the circle at 1 point, we call it as tangent. The main focus in this chapter is going to be about this tangent and the relation between the tangent and the circle. So let us move further with the chapter. You have studied in class 9 that a circle is a collection of all points in a plane which are at a constant or a fixed distance from a radius or a fixed point called center. We also studied about various terms related to circle: chord, segment, sector, arc, etc. Let us now examine the different situation that arises when a circle and a line are given in a plane. So let us consider a circle and line PQ. There are three possibilities for the interaction, that is, the line and the circle do not intersect. So the line PQ and circle have no point in common, and in that case it is called as non-intersecting line with respect to the circle. There are two common points A and B in this figure, which is, in this case, we call line PQ as a secant of the circle, and in the figure 3 there is one interaction point which is common between the line and the circle, and so that is called as a tangent of the circle. We might have been seeing a pulley fitted over a well which is used in taking out water from the well. Here the rope on both the sides of the pulley, if considered as a ray, is like a tangent to the circle representing the pulley. Is there any position of the line with respect to the circle other than the type given above? You can see that there cannot be any other type of position of line with respect to the circle. In this chapter, we are going to study about the existence of tangent to the circle and also study some of their properties. So, tangent of a circle. In the previous section, we have seen that tangent to a circle is a line that intersects the circle at one and only one point. Very important property. To understand the existence of the tangent to a circle at a point, let us perform the following activity. Take a circular wire and attach a straight wire AB at point B of the circular wire so that it can rotate about the point P in the plane as observed in the figure. But the system on a table and gently rotate the wire AB about the point so gets different position of the straight wire. In the various position, the wire intersects the circular wire at P and at another point Q1 and Q2 or Q3, etc. In one position, you will see that it will intersect the circle at point P only. See position A prime B prime of AB. This shows that the tangent exists at the point P of the circle. On rotating further, you can observe that in all other positions of AB, it will intersect the circle at point P and another point, say R1, R2 or R3, etc. So we can observe that there is only one tangent to the point on the circle, as you can observe in the figure. If you go on rotating this line, that is, at point P we are rotating the line, and every time either it is intersecting the circle at 2 points. Only at one position it will intersect the circle at one and only one point. So, there is only one tangent at the point of the circle. Now, while doing activity above, you must have observed that as the position AB moves towards the A dash B dash, the common point, say Q1 of the line AB and circle gradually comes nearer and nearer to the common point P. Ultimately, it coincides with the point P in the position A prime B prime of A double prime and B double prime. Again, note what happens if A and B is rotated right words about P. The common point R3 gradually comes nearer and nearer to P and ultimately coincides with P. So we can see that the tangent to a circle is a special case of a secant when the two ends points of its corresponding chords coincide. The word tangent comes from the Latin word tangere, which means to touch, and was introduced by Danish mathematician Thomas Fincke in 1583. So this is what is a tangent. A very simple concept is given and very easily understood that when you are talking about a circle and a line, it can intersect either at no points, 2 points or 1 point. When it intersects at 1 point, it is a tangent, and at 1 point circle can have only one tangent. And tangent is a special case of secant. Now let us see the next property. On a paper, draw a circle and a secant PQ of the circle. Draw various lines parallel to the secant on both the sides of it. You will see that after some steps, the length of the chord cuts by the line while gradually decreases, that is, the 2 points of intersection of line and the circle are coming closer and closer. In one case, it becomes 0 on one side of the secant. In another case, it becomes 0 on the other side of the secant. You can observe here, as you are moving away, at this point only one point of contact, and at this point as well only one point of contact. So, there are tangents to the circle parallel to the given secant PQ. It also helps us to see that there cannot be more than 2 tangents parallel to the given secant. Only 2 tangents are possible which is parallel to the given secant. If I pick up any secant, these are all seconds, there can be only 2 tangent, tangent 1 and tangent 2, which is parallel to it. This activity also establishes what you must have observed while doing activity 1, namely a tangent is the secant when both the ends of the corresponding chords coincide. The common point of tangent and the circle is called as point of contact. The point A in figure 10.3 and tangent is said to touch the circle at the point of contact or the common point. Now look around you. Have you seen bicycle or a cart moving? Look at its wheel. All the spokes of the wheel are along its radii. Now note the position of the wheel with respect to its movement on the ground. Do you see any tangent anywhere? In fact, the wheel moves along a line which is a tangent to the circle representing the wheel. Also notice that in all positions the radius through the point of contact with the ground appears to be at right angle to the tangent. We shall now prove this property of the tangent. So, we have to prove that at the point of contact the radius is always perpendicular. This is your first theorem. Now the tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. Important theorem. Now let us prove that theorem. Now we have given a circle with center O and a tangent xy to a circle at point P. Now we need to prove that OP is perpendicular to xy. Take a point Q on xy other than P and join OQ. The point Q must lie outside the circle. Why? Note that if Q lies inside the circle, xy will become a secant and not a tangent to the circle. Therefore, OQ is longer than the radius of OP of the circle as it is outside the circle. So, OQ is greater than OP. Since this happens at every point on the line xy except P, OP is the shortest distance of the point O to the point xy. So, OP is the perpendicular distance which we have seen in theorem A 1.7. So, is this very simple? Yes. So, the statement is proved that the tangent at any point of a circle is perpendicular to the radius through the point of contact. Now let us do exercise 10.1. By theorem above, we can conclude that at any point on a circle there can be one and only one tangent, and the line containing the radius through the point of contact is sometimes called the normal of the circle to the point. A tangent to a circle. Now, how many tangents can a circle have? It can have infinite. Why infinite? Because circle itself has infinite points, and at each point there can be one tangent. So, because there are infinite points in the circle, there are infinite tangents to a circle. But from one point there can be only one tangent. That you have to keep in mind. Now, the line intersecting the circle in 2 points is, okay, fill in the blanks. A tangent to a circle intersects it in 1 point. The line intersecting the circle in 2 points is called as secant. A circle has two parallel tangents at the most, and the common point of a tangent to a circle and a circle is called as point of contact. Now question number 3. A tangent PQ of a point P of a circle of radius 5 meets a line through the center O at a point Q. Show that OQ is 12 and length of PQ is what? So let us first draw the figure. Now this is a circle with center O, and we have a tangent So our figure is this way. Now we have a point O and point Q is in the exterior. PQ is the tangent at point P of the circle with radius 5 cm. So this is radius 5 cm. OP is the radius and OQ is 12 cm. We have to find the length of PQ. Now we know that according to theorem 10.1 this is 90 degrees. And therefore, I can apply the Pythagoras theorem. So, according to this, OQ is equal to 12 centimeter, angle OPQ is equal to 90 degrees, and therefore, PQ square is equal to OQ square minus OP square, Pythagoras theorem. Therefore, 12 square minus 5 square is equal to 144 minus 25 is equal to 199. So, PQ is equal to under root 199. This is my answer. That is option D. Let us do the fourth sum. Now, draw a circle and two lines parallel to a given line such that one is a tangent and the other is a secant to the circle. Very simple. We don't need to show any working here. We just have to draw a diagram where we are drawing a circle. We are drawing one line which is tangent to the circle. And we are drawing two more lines which are parallel to this. Now, in this, if I label it as line L, M, N, line M is tangent and point of contact P. and line N is second, and line L is non-intersecting line. Here point of contact is P and point of contact here is A and B. This is just a diagram which you are supposed to show in this part. So here we have completed exercise 10.1 and the concept related to exercise 10.1. Thank you.